The fix we have for you today is kind of the Wing Chun sidekick. Now, really, technically speaking, Wing Chun can kick in all different directions. And even on the wooden dummy, technically speaking, we kind of have two different sidekicks. Look, some lineages practice things a little differently than others. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong or whatever. But, coming through Sigun Kwok's lineage, we're very much in line with, Ib Ching and Ib Chun. And the way that the sidekick gets practiced is really more like a quarter turn jab almost, right? It tends to be a lead leg kick. It tends to be used as a jab to break structure or injure knees, whatever, things like that. And what we're doing is really just turning the toes to the internal rotation equivalent of the external rotation of the nailing kick. Really, strictly speaking, I would classify our sidekick as just a nailing kick with the toes turned in instead of out, not really as even a separate kick per se. And it makes some sense. It actually flows as a very direct kick from the way we hold ourselves in the Chum Q stance, whereas the traditional training stance for kicking, the nailing kick flows directly from that stance. So basically, if your toes are turned out, your toes stay out on that kick, and if your toes are turned in, they stay in on the kick, right? Whatever. The problem is that over the years, as I have taught people the dummy, some people who are familiar with Taekwondo, karate, kickboxing sidekicks, they really want to do this full body turn when they do their form and do like a proper sidekick. The problem is that we're at a very close range that makes that not impossible, but more difficult. And they end up with this goofy looking sidekick. And let me show you what I mean. All right, so in section 2, our section 2, right? Everybody's dummy is a little different, but our section 2, we come across from this low bond position. We clear the arm, right? This can be a strike or it could be a clearing movement. And from this position, really, I follow the same line that I would otherwise. If I was coming in like we did on section 1, I would just be coming right back into this position. But without that shuffle from here coming off this line, all I'm doing is replacing that step with a kick. So I bring it up. Notice how I'm mostly forward. I'm not staying out over here, right? I'm not pointing with my butt. I'm really kind of in this quarter turn position, and the kick is coming out fairly low. Now, look, I'm not going to tell you don't step out and make it a longer, fuller kick, but the point of the dummy is understanding your range and angles. And it's not really kind of a get in, get out kind of thing. It's a learn how to get in and manage your distance in the pocket. Our general range on the dummy is palm to fingertip, right? That's the distance that we're generally working from. So when I move on this and I throw that side kick, like it's almost a front kick, right? When I come down. What I end up seeing people do though, is they come around here and they just kind of flick their leg like this because they really want to throw in that full on side kick. And you really don't want to try to make it that because then you end up breaking your range a little bit. Now, I know I go on and on and on about how like there's really only one range you need to worry about. And I still teach that and I still believe that. But just let's understand something at close range. And when I say close range, I mean like bent arm, elbows and knees kind of range. Like when we get into that range where straight strikes are no longer particularly viable, really the biggest reason for this is that we're fighting in the pocket, right? Wing Chun is designed to be in the pocket. Think of the range that Mike Tyson fought at. Think of the range that grapplers fight at, right? We're really supposed to be fighting in the pocket. And that being the case, we really can't afford, when we're right here, we can't afford to be turning our backs even partially unless we have a really solid plan for that. Because, exposing ourselves to unnecessary risk is not really a great idea. So the fact that our kicks are really designed to be like, let the legs take care of the legs, right? Our kicks are designed to be collapse the hips and the knees, break the shins, that kind of stuff. Because our kicks are designed for that, it kind of makes sense to keep a closer range anyway, just because that more downward trajectory is going to be ever so slightly closer than a full extension at parallel to the ground. And we oftentimes want to be able to be grabbing onto the guy while we do it. Yeah, in section 2, we're just staying on guard in a bong sao, and that's really just kind of like, so your hands are doing something. But if you happen to be grabbing the guy, grabbing an arm, grabbing his collar or his neck or something, then you would end up, needing to not necessarily try for a full parallel to the ground, flat side kick. You might end up doing better with a low line kick anyway. Being in the pocket really does change how things work. So anyway, that is our fix and tip for today, and I will talk to you guys later. Good journey. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends or anybody else who might be interested in this kind of content. If you happen to be in the Metro Phoenix area, come in for a class or just stop in to say hi. We'd love to meet you. Definitely check out our socials and our website that has all of our contact information and all of the other relevant information. And more than anything, check out our Substack. Our Substack will be containing all of the links that we use to cite and reference in our videos, as well as exclusive training content that will be available for premium members. Memberships are cheap, but you can also sign up for free, and we do have articles for free, and we will have more free articles available for you. It is a fantastic platform for what we're doing here, and we hope to see you over there. So I will talk to you guys later, and look out for the next one. Good journey.